welcome back, followers and friends, to the AD&D 2nd Edition channel. Showing off my next set of pickups here. I'm pretty excited about this because there are some items in here I definitely wanted to get my hands on. This was a pretty solid deal, and this is also from the same person that I already did a previous deal with. So basically, my local person that I'm getting things from. He has like a pretty big collection of books, and I'm sort of slowly picking away at them whenever I can kind of work out a deal for them. So this time around I went for 2nd edition stuff because that's my main love when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons. So that being said, this whole deal cost me $60. Now also there is an NES game that I got from this gentleman as well, which I'll be saving for my YouTube channel that does video game pickups, because I do collect retro video games as well, so I'll be saving that. But that game in and of itself is probably worth about $25, so you have to keep in mind if you kind of subtract that value, because that's basically what I'll get for that game. You're looking at, I paid like $35 basically for this when I recoup my money from that. So that being said, I'll get into this. This is the first part of it, and I'm not super excited about this stuff necessarily, just because I don't really collect comics. But he had a whole bunch of these Advanced Dungeons and Dragons comics. So you can see there's number 4 there. I mean, it's cool and all, but I'm not going to be collecting the comics, I don't think. But there's number 5. You get number 6, 7. And there's 8. I mean, the artwork itself is pretty cool, that's for sure. 9. And then a couple of issues missing. There's 14. 16. 17. 18. Missing 19, but there's 20. And this is the next couple. There's 23. 26. See, we're going, keep going here. 27, 28, and then this one 29, but there's 30. We've got 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and then finally 36. So I don't really know what I'm necessarily going to be doing with those. I don't know if I'll be keeping them and holding on to them. I mean, they are cool, but I'm not totally certain about them because I'm more interested in playing the game rather than reading those comic books. But something that he did throw in, and this wasn't originally part of the deal, he threw in a player's handbook that is in like completely horrible condition. So I don't really count this as really having that much value. Like if you open it up, it's pretty gross. There's a lot of like staining and things in this, so I didn't really count it as much, but he threw it in there anyways. I wasn't really expecting it, but you can see like that it's coming like loose from its whatever you call it, like it's stitching there. So when you get into the book a little bit past those few pages that seem to be pulling out from the stitching, though, I mean, you can still kind of see that it's pulling out, but it's still usable. I don't know, I'll probably just give that away to somebody who wants a player's handbook and just needs something that's passable for now, kind of thing. Then I'll get into the books that I was actually after. This was really a part of the main deal and the main attraction of everything here for me, so let me get into this. Something that I really needed for the collection, just because every collection kind of needs something like this, and that is the Dungeon Master's Guide. It's not in perfect shape and it has been touched up here, but still nonetheless a really nice addition to the collection. Obviously iconic and classic, but it's not necessarily in perfect shape. It's in alright shape, but it's definitely not as bad as that player's handbook was. That thing has been used and abused, so you can see everything's in there, and definitely passable and definitely usable. So a really nice addition to the collection because I did not have the 2nd edition Dungeon Master Guide, so really sweet. Moving on from that, this is something that I never really played Dark Sun. I was more of a Forgotten Realms guy, but I just couldn't pass this up. I still need to clean it up a little bit. There's some sticker residue right here on it, but again, it's been touched up a little bit, like along the bindings. You can kind of see there, but otherwise, really nice shape. And I'm probably going to be on this channel doing like different previews of these books, going through them a little bit, because I find there's sort of a lack of that on YouTube. So I might actually spend some time just going through those books for you guys. Another one, and this was one of the main things that sort of attracted me to picking up these things, was this Tomb of Magic, just because this supplement here, for second edition, adds like new spells that aren't in the other regular handbook kind of thing. Like, it's a supplementary thing, so there's like a lot of different wizard spells, and like I said before, I'm playing a wizard in my second edition campaign, so it has both priests, which I don't really need because my guy's not a priest, but it does have the wizard spells. And basically there's I don't want to say like every single section of it has, you know, it has like a certain number of spells, but you can see like a huge list right here basically of all the wizard spells that are added. So you can see like maybe there's like almost like 10, and the third level there's even more, all the way up to 9th level. So really cool right there. My character is only at 1st level right now, but still cool nonetheless. And you can see like it's basically set up the same way as it is in the player's handbook as far as like descriptions of how everything works as far as your spells. So that's not unfamiliar, and that's really cool. So I was happy to pick that one up. Again, this one's not in perfect shape, and of course it's been touched up a little bit, but overall, like, for its age, pretty decent find. And then the last book that I picked up, and pretty stoked on this one, I actually had the binders for this. I never had the hard copy Monsters Manual. I picked up when I was a kid the binders for it, and pretty much gave them to a friend of mine that was the DM. So really, like, we were stoked on that. I mean, those binders were awesome, but of course they fell apart and the pages started falling out, and I'm not even sure what ended up happening with those. But this one, of all the books, is probably in the best shape. But you can see, like, it's just beautiful all around. Like, if you take a look through it, nice color for the most part, like a lot of color pictures. Not in too bad a shape. A little fragile, I think, but not too bad at all. These books, the paper quality, I don't know about necessarily. It is kind of rough to find these in great shape. So this is in pretty reasonable shape, and I'm really happy to add this one in. But I will likely go over this one as well. I don't think anyone's really gone like in depth taking a look at. I'm not gonna look at like every single detail about all of them, but still cool nonetheless, and really lovely addition to the collection. I didn't think I'd be getting a pickup video so soon, but I could not pass up this deal, and in all likelihood I'll be getting some 3.5 materials from this guy as well. Like I said, he is unloading the entirety of his collection, so that probably will be forthcoming in the future as soon as I scrape together some cash reselling things and you know, buying up new stuff. So that's everything I got for you this time around. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.